In any data science project, the data types vary. Sometimes we have categorical data, sometimes we have numerical data, or sometimes we may have Boolean data type, which means true or false. However, machine learning models can easily do math on the numerical data. How about the categorical data? It is not possible to perform the basic to complex mathematics on the categorical data, including finding out maximum value or calculating standard deviation, z-score value, or probability distribution on any of those categorical data. To avoid that situation, we have to help the machine learning models by converting categorical data to the numerical data so that machine learning models can efficiently do the math on those categorical data converted to the numerical. In this video, we are going to use the Pandas getDummies function to convert those categorical data into numerical format. I have a data frame DF that includes 5 columns: age, transaction amount, loan interest rate, risk level, and customer segment. This data is somewhat financial domain data. In this one, as you can see here, I have the risk level and customer segment as categorical data. They contain the labels, the categories that call low, high, medium, etc. And here in the customer segment, I have premium, corporate, SME, etc. So if we want to quickly have a overview about the data, we can see that I have 1000 rows and 5 columns in the data. Again, just quickly looking at information about the data, it has the data of 1000 entries or rows and 5 columns, which contains one integer type of column, that is for age, and I have a 2 float type of columns, transaction amount and loan interest rate, that has also object type of 2 columns, which has risk level and customer segment. If we want to quickly check what is the different categories of risk levels in my data, we can simply pass on, say, value counts. And if you check that, I have the records out of 1000, low to be 478, medium to be 330, and high to be 192. In this data also we have customer segment. If we quickly want to check the values of customer segments, we can always do value counts and see that here we have retail records for 315, SME 244, 201, corporate premium 152, and institutional 88 into the customer segment. These categories now have to be converted to the numerical as we want to process this data into the machine learning models while training them and want to predict the future values. Our original data is called data frame. If we want to quickly check here, this is how our data looks like. And Pandas getDummies function is one of the most efficient way converting categorical data to numerical binary values. So as we have already seen that our customer segment have 5 categories and risk level have 3 categories. I will give you a quick walkthrough on risk level column, how exactly one-hot encoding looks like. Let's look at the risk level column. Our data had something like this. We had low, we may have another low risk level category, we may have another row with high risk level, and we have medium risk level as well, and we have, let's say, another records with the medium risk level, and we have high risk level, etc., etc. Consider these are the rows into our data and the column risk levels. If we have to convert that into the numericals using one-hot encoding, what it is going to do is Pandas one-hot encoding method is going to look at how many unique categories we have into our data. So basically we have low, medium, and high risk levels into our data. Then what it is going to do is it is going to create those 3 columns with each unique labels. One is called low, one is medium, and one is high. So I will say risk level low, risk level medium, risk level high. These are the columns that one-hot encoding method is going to create as representing this column and the unique 3 categories listed over here. Once the columns are created, what it is going to do is whenever in the rows in the records, whenever it sees the transaction low, it is going to place 1 when it sees low column, and into medium and high it is going to place 0. Next, same way, when the row is low, it is going to place 1 and rest others are going to be 0, because this row, second row, has low as a value, and that's why it is going to place 1 here in the column risk level low, and rest of these are going to be 0. Same way, high, low is going to be 0 and medium is going to be 0. Whenever high is there, the risk level high column is going to have a value of 1 there. Same way, for the medium, it's going to have 1, rest of those is going to have 0. And same way, medium again 1, and rest of these places are going to have a 0. High again 1, and rest of these are going to be 0. This is how exactly one-hot encoding works. Now this way, if you have more than just 3 categories, maybe 5 categories or 7 categories, it is going to create the same number of columns, and it is going to create each individual columns for each of those unique values into the categorical column. And successfully, we have converted valid representative numerical representation of the categorical column. In exactly same way, it is going to happen with the customer segment. It is going to create 5 unique columns, and then it is going to place ones when values represent the columns for those specific values, and 0 for the rest of these. So this is how we will convert the categorical data into numerical representation. We call Pandas getDummies function to do that. Your question might be, what happens with the original column? Basically, original column will be excluded as part of the process. So we will no more need the original column, because they are the same representation but the numerical way when we convert those into dummy variable. Let's go ahead and in the Python code, let's see how easy it is to do the same. We will begin with saying encoded df, and there we will say pd.getDummies. That's a function we are going to call to convert the categorical variable into numerical representation. And I will call the data frame. That is our data, which has the records of 1000 rows and 5 columns. Let's call that data frame here, and there we will simply provide for which columns we want to convert the categories to numericals. Columns equals the list of columns that I have the categorical values. One is risk level, and another column is the customer segment. And these 2 columns are the one that I want the Pandas getDummies function to create the categories for me. I'll pass on those columns, and I will simply say data type to be integer. Sometimes Pandas getDummies may return true or false. Instead of 1 and 0, it may return true and false, which might not be that accurate when we are trying to create and train the machine learning model. It may not accurately take it. So we will define that data type to be integer that will convert that true and false to be 1s and 0s. That's so easy. It's a binary 1 or 0 values. Let's run that. And that is all. We have converted our categorical columns into numerical representation. So let's look at how our encoded df looks like. Let's look at the first 5 rows. Now, from our 5 columns, of total of 5 columns, we have created more columns. Here we have 3 risk columns and we have 5 customer segment columns, as we had stated while explaining how exactly it does while converting those categorical data into numerical representation without changing anything into age, transaction amount, and low interest rate. So successfully you have converted categorical columns here, as we have seen over here, to numerical representation. Congratulations, now your data is ready to do the further pre-processing to take it to the machine learning model. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel Data Speaks, please subscribe and please share with others. Thank you for watching. Until next video, please enjoy learning.